My Capital One Venture X card recently turned 1 year old, which means it's time to celebrate its birthday by having some cake for lunch, paying a $395 annual fee, and receiving another round of 10,000 bonus miles and a $300 travel credit to celebrate our anniversary together. That is, if I decide to keep this card open for another year. That's because every time a card turns another year old, it's now time to evaluate the rewards and benefits in comparison to the annual fee that you pay to make sure that the value you receive made sense for you. So here's what we're going to do in this video. We're actually going to cover 3 main categories here. The first of which will be a regular review of this card from start to finish. That way, if you're considering to get it yourself, you'll be able to see what it has to offer at large. Number 2, a lot has changed on this card since the last time I reviewed it over a year ago. So I'll be pointing out the things that are completely new or altered from the original way that it first came out. And number 3, at the very end, we'll give a little scorecard for my own value for this card as I see it going forward from year 2 and beyond. Because of course the year 2 value proposition is different than the first year. And by looking at the numbers on paper in terms of my own expected value, that will really help me make a better decision in terms of whether to keep this card or let it go. Let's get things started. If you're considering signing up for the Capital One Venture X card for the first time, the welcome offer right now is to earn 75,000 bonus miles after spending $4,000 on purchases in the first 3 months. Those miles are worth at least $750 toward travel, and you'll notice the little explosion emoji there, which is representing the first major change of this card. Because when it first came out, it was a 100,000 bonus offer plus a $200 statement credit for reservations booked through VRBO or Vrbo. That offer is now gone and expired a while ago, and now it's just 75,000 miles, which is still quite competitive. Again, $750 is a huge value up front, and as you're about to see, it easily justifies the annual fee. After securing that bonus, you'll continue to earn miles in the following categories: 10 miles per dollar on hotels booked through the Capital One travel portal, 10x on rental cars, also through the same portal, and 10x through Turo, which is a car renting platform where you rent directly from their owners, kind of like Airbnb for cars. That partnership is valid through May 16th, 2023. You'll also earn 5 miles per dollar on flights through the Capital One portal, and then double miles on all other purchases. The annual fee you'll pay on this card is $395, meaning in year 1, it's almost like getting $750 or more worth of travel for a price tag of just $395. Representing a savings of $355. Not bad. Once you've racked up enough miles and you're looking to redeem somewhere, here are some typical values that you can get. Redeeming for travel via transfer partners can yield an average of around 1.7 cents per point. That is down and therefore a change from my old review video. That value is never a guarantee. It's all based on how you maximize, which partners you transfer to, the itinerary that you build, etc. However, if you redeem for travel via the Pay with Miles at Checkout feature in the Capital One portal, it will give you a guaranteed flat rate of 1 cent per mile. Also below that, we have travel via the Cover Your Travel Purchases Later feature as a statement credit. In other words, you're redeeming after you book rather than during the booking process. That also gives you 1 cent per mile. And then there at the bottom for cash back as a statement credit or check to your mailbox, it's only 0.5 cents per point, so you're getting half the value as compared to travel via the Capital One portal. Given that the use of transfer partners tends to yield the highest overall average value when used properly, here's a current list of the airlines and hotels that partner with the Capital One program. Notice a little explosion emoji there at the bottom with Virgin Red that has been added since my old review of the card. Feel free to pause this screen to look these over as long as you would like, and do remember that the best value tends to be found on international flights in a premium cabin. Now, while redeeming your venture miles for cash is probably not going to be the best financial decision that you can make, a much better decision would be to take the money that you do have and make it grow over time and getting a little bonus along the way. So to help you make that happen, I'd like to introduce you to today's sponsor called Moomoo. Moomoo is a commission-free trading platform owned by the NASDAQ-listed company Futu. It allows you to buy and sell stocks, ETFs, and options, and it's available globally for users in the US, Singapore, and Australia. One of Moomoo's best features is it offers real-time level 2 market data, refreshing every 0.3 of a second, and it's free. You can also have easy access to earnings calendars and conference calls so you can be more informed about the companies you decide to invest in. Now here's the really cool part. Moomoo is running a huge promotion, and here's how it works. If you open an account using my link below, you'll receive 1 free stock. Then if you deposit $100 or more, you'll receive a total of 5 free stocks. And if you deposit $1,000 or more, you receive a total of 15 free stocks. So if you'd like to get in on this, use the link down below in the description to find out more and join Moomoo today. All right, now let's move into the benefits of this card, which is where I'm personally going to be most focused because again, I don't have the bonus in year 1. So these benefits really need to carry this card forward in order for it to make sense to keep the card in year 2 and beyond. The first main benefit is the $300 annual travel credit, which is valid for all travel purchases via the Capital One travel portal. You'll receive automatic statement credits up to $300 per year and no enrollment is required. Second is the 10,000 mile anniversary bonus, which you receive every account anniversary year. For me personally, I opened my Capital One Venture X card on December 6th of 2021 and I received my anniversary bonus on January 12th of 2023, so roughly a month after my anniversary date. As for airport lounge access, there are 3 major buckets here. The first one, which is the Capital One Lounge, gives you unlimited visits for you and up to 2 guests at no charge. If you have additional guests beyond that, they can pay the day pass rate at the time. Then we have a newer addition to this card, which is the Plaza Premium Lounge Network. It still gives you the same level of access as the Capital One lounges. That is unlimited visits for you as the primary cardholder and up to 2 guests at no charge, and anybody beyond that will pay the day pass rate. And third, we have Priority Pass with a slight twist. You still get unlimited visits as the primary cardholder, as well as bringing in guests at no additional charge. At this time, there is no restriction to just 2 guests listed in the terms and conditions, but each individual lounge may restrict access based on their own capacity constraints, how crowded the lounge is, etc. The major change here is that this Priority Pass membership that comes with the Capital One Venture X now excludes restaurant, spa, and retail locations. Also remember that enrollment is required to activate this benefit before you can start to use it. Now on to the main benefits, part 2. When enrolling or renewing your membership with the Global Entry or TSA PreCheck program, you'll receive up to a $100 statement credit every 4 years to cover the cost of your application fee. Then if you go rent a car through Hertz, you can also enroll in the President's Circle Elite status level, where you can skip the counter, get e-returns, guaranteed upgrades, free additional drivers, and more benefits. In terms of how to enroll in this benefit, here are the steps directly from Capital One's website, so feel free to pause this and look these over and follow along to activate yours. Up next is another very new benefit called the Premier Collection. This gives you access to VIP and elite-like perks at select luxury hotels worldwide. It's located within the Capital One travel portal as a separate tab. Once you're there, you'll then be able to perform all your hotel searches very easily, and you'll get some additional special perks like a $100 experience credit, daily breakfast for 2, complimentary Wi-Fi, room upgrades, early check-in, and late checkout. And because the Premier Collection is a small, curated, exclusive list of select properties, in case you want to get access to some special perks at additional luxury properties that may not be within that grouping, there's some additional benefits, including the Visa Infinite Luxury Hotel Collection. This is actually a separate portal from Capital One. You can access it at visainfinitehotels.com and validate your access with your card number. This also gives you things like room upgrades, daily breakfast for 2, late checkout, etc. Then getting into a few more benefits which kind of blend travel and lifestyle, you'll have a membership to The Cultivist, which is a leading global arts club, a Gravity House membership for exclusive excursions at special member pricing, and a prior subscription, which is for travel content and custom trip planning. And for a little fun out on the town, you'll also have access to a couple more sub-portals, which is Capital One Dining and Capital One Entertainment for exclusive reservations at top sought-after restaurants and perks at events, which may be concerts, performing arts, sporting events, and more. And lastly, when you do decide to go travel somewhere, there are no foreign transaction fees, so you can save on those 2 to 3% charges, which are typically done on purchases or transactions outside of the US. And just when you thought the benefits train was coming to a halt, there are actually more. Here are the insurance coverages that you get with this card, both on the travel and the retail side, whether it's trip cancellation and interruption insurance, cell phone protection, purchase or return protection or more, feel free to pause this screen to look over all the details a little bit longer. Yeah, this card is loaded, but the question still remains, is it worth it? Well, of course, the answer will vary from one person to another, but here's some general scenarios that may really give you some great guidance. This card may be right for you if you want a well-rounded premium travel credit card at a more affordable price than the competition, because so many of the other ones are $400, $500, $600 and up. Also, if you want to use just one card for travel and or everything else, thanks to its ability to earn double miles on pretty much everything that you buy, but only if you want to earn travel rewards, because as we saw, it's not a great card for cash back by any means. That said, this card can also make sense if you pay cash for travel via the Capital One portal to take advantage of those 10x and 5x categories. Also, if you value airport lounge access, Hertz President Circle status, and travel and retail protections. But this card may not be worth it for you if you don't travel every year and therefore it can't take advantage of that $300 travel credit to help you reduce the annual fee, if you don't like to book via portals, if you don't need or want airport lounge access, or maybe you have it with another card, if you aren't willing to pay a $395 annual fee up front and earn it back over the course of the year, and of course if you prefer cashback rewards. So while this card is absolutely loaded with great rewards, benefits, and more, does it make sense for me to now keep it with no welcome offer and just the existing benefits that I value, of course discarding the ones that I don't, because I do have a number of other cards and I have a lot of overlapping benefits. So just focusing in now on what I personally value in this card, let's see what my little scorecard says. For my own expected value from this card in year 2, here's what I'm looking at. Welcome offer, $0 because I'm not eligible for one. I already got it a year ago. For the rewards, I don't really use this card for much of my spend. However, I've really been taking advantage of the Turo relationship, that is 10 miles per dollar there, and then occasionally some non-bonus category. For example, some insurance premiums or utilities where I don't get a bonus on a different card. However, my spend is still on the lower side, so I'm just gonna peg that at a $200 value. And as for the benefits, well, really there are only 3 that I personally value that are kind of unique to this card. The first is the $300 travel credit, which I value at the full $300. The second benefit for the 10K anniversary bonus, that's an easy $100 right there toward travel, potentially a bit more. And then for benefit number 3, the lounge access, I did use the Capital One lounge 3 or 4 times last year, a couple times with guests. So I'm just gonna peg that at a $200 value going forward. Adding all that up, I have a total value of $800, subtracting out the annual fee of $395 gives me a result of a $405 profit. So will I be canceling the Venture X in 2023? Definitely not. Despite the fact that it's not my primary go-to card for all things travel, still to get over $400 of value, even without a welcome offer in year 2 and potentially beyond, makes this card a great keeper one for me, at least for this moment in time. Of course, for you, make the right decision for your circumstances based on what you value, how often you travel, your lifestyle preferences, etc. And with all that said, if you enjoyed today's video and believe it could benefit other people, then please help me get it in front of them by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on those notifications. That way you never miss an awesome upload. Also, check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back when you shop online through Rakuten, to get some free stocks from Moomoo when you open and fund a new account, and to view my site with some great credit card offers that I've organized into different categories to help you find the cards that you like best. I thank you all for watching today's video. I hope it brought you some great value. I look forward to seeing you in my future uploads, and while you're waiting on the next video, always remember that you are great.